Hi, everyone. This is Coach Dulcie coming to you again with another video that hopefully will help you be more productive. And I am focusing on productivity a lot these days because that seems to be the one thing that I hear from my clients all the time that we struggle with. And as a coach, I can be honest and say I struggle with it too. So productivity is tough. So today I'm going to give you 5 key habits that if you apply them will really help you be much more productive and deliver a lot more value to your company or to your business. By the way, this information comes from a book called Eat That Frog, written by Brian Tracy. This is a fantastic book to get to stop procrastinating and get way more done in less time. One of the best books ever written when it comes to time management. So I've filtered out 5 key things that I think are the most important for you to do to be more productive. The first thing is plan every day in advance. And I talked about this in a previous video that I shot and that was posted on my LinkedIn profile. And this is all about, first you start with a master plan where you write down everything that you want to get done across a time period, whether it's 6 months or a year. And then you break that master list down into monthly lists, weekly lists, and then daily lists. And what this really does is help you stay focused on those high value activities that we all need to stay focused on. And the data really shows here that it takes about 10 to 12 minutes to plan your day. But the data shows that when you take that 10 to 12 minutes, you'll save up to 2 hours. So think about what you can be accomplishing in those 2 hours that you get back. That's just amazing. Think about that because we're always saying we don't have enough time. So habit number 1 is plan your day in advance. Habit number 2 is apply the 80-20 rule to everything. So remember that 20% of the tasks that you do will produce 80% of your results. So think about that. If you have 10 tasks, 1 or 2 of those tasks is going to produce much more in value than any of the other tasks on the list. So apply that 80-20 to everything and constantly be asking yourself, what on this list is going to produce the most value for what I'm here to do? Habit number 3 is practice creative procrastination. So we all procrastinate on things, but what we want to do is procrastinate on the little low value activity things that we have to do. So one of the key things to do here is to create 2 lists. One is your priorities. The priorities are the things that you do most often and that are the most important things. The other list is the posteriorities, which are the things you need to do less of, and you can do them later. And also you may not need to do them at all. So you make those 2 lists and again, focus on those priorities and do the creative procrastination and leave those posteriorities for later. Number 4, habit number 4 that's critical is focus on your key results areas. So sit down and ask yourself, why am I on the payroll? And this applies whether you're a business owner or whether you work for a company, because either way you're getting paid. So why are you on the payroll? What is your performance being measured on? Those are the key results areas. A key result area is something that you have to do. And if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it. If you don't do it, it doesn't get done. So those key results areas are what you're evaluated on, what makes your business successful. And so you always want to focus on those. So as you're looking at that list that you have in front of you, that daily list or that weekly list, we always want to be prioritizing that list based on the key results areas that we're being measured on. And again, whether we're a business owner or whether we're an employee within a business, we're being evaluated on those key results areas because they deliver the results to the business. And then our fifth and final key habit to get into is take it one oil barrel at a time. And what that means is we want to stop focusing on the huge task, because many of us have pretty sizable tasks that we need to get done. And it can seem overwhelming when we focus on that huge task. So rather than focus on that, focus on the individual steps that you have to take. So what's the first step that we have to do to get this task done? And then when we complete that, what is the next small step that we have to get done? And so it helps us to really attack that and beat the overwhelm feeling that will oftentimes make us procrastinate. Also, keep in mind, we procrastinate on the things that we're not very good at, or that we've maybe not done so well at in the past. But keep in mind, the more you do it, the more you do those things that push you out of your comfort zone, the better you're going to get at those things. So again, attack them one step at a time, one tiny action at a time. And the more you get better, the less you'll procrastinate, because the more motivated you'll be to do them. Why it's called Take It One Oil Barrel at a Time is Brian tells a story in Eat That Frog about when he was a young man, he crossed the Sahara Desert with some buddies of his. And many, previous to that, many people had gotten lost and perished in the middle of the Sahara Desert, because as you can imagine, it all looks the same. There's no landmarks, no trees, not even any insects or anything. And so if there was a windstorm or something like that, it would cover the pathway and people would get lost and perish out there in the Sahara Desert. Over 1,300 people were lost out there. But before the French abandoned the Sahara Desert, they placed, so that they could make their way across the desert, they placed oil barrels every 5 kilometers apart. And they did that for 500 miles. I think it was, 5 kilometers apart for 500 miles. And so as Brian and his friends crossed the desert, they just focused on the next oil barrel. So at any given time, they could see 2 oil barrels, the one they just passed and the one coming up. And so it's just about focusing on one oil barrel at a time rather than the huge task. Always remember, by the yard, it's hard. By the inch, it's a cinch. This is Coach Dulcie again. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helps you. Take care and have a productive day.